I like the background, but I don't like to squint into the
Sorry.
thing. So if I'd known Idaho was so cool, I would have come here a long time ago. So I currently live in southern Indiana, near Bloomington, Indiana, where Indiana University is. And the people there are really nice, like the people here. But I am amazed that there's so many people that came out for this. So I now have to say that you are cooler than. So thank you so much for the very, very warm welcome that I have received this entire week from the school, from the teachers at the school, the families, and it's been an awesome time. So I'm really happy to be here and really happy to talk with all of you about your new school and what it might look like. So I wanted to start with a poem. Now, I'm not going to call it a verse because the people in Indiana think that verses are religious. So it's a poem or a pledge. May my feet rest firmly on the ground. May my head touch the sky. May I see clearly. May I have the capacity to listen. May I be free to touch. May my words be true. May my heart and mind be open. May my hands be empty to fill the need. May my arms be open to others. May my gifts be revealed to me so I may return that which has been given, completing the great circle. So this is the type of poem or pledge that your children would say at the beginning of the day at Syringa Mountain School. And although it might not be the exact verse that children say at a private Waldorf school, it really has the same kind of meaning or impulse behind it. I will be present. I will do my best. I will help others. I will serve. And I will be here to learn. And so with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the school, Syringa Mountain School, will really offer your children. How will it be different from a traditional public school? How will it be like a traditional Waldorf school? So when the children come in the day, at the beginning of the day, they'll be greeted by a warm handshake from their teacher, welcoming them into the classroom, the teacher getting to know where that child is at that moment. Are they coming in with a good morning, a bad morning? How are they going to be that day? But really checking in. And from there, they're going to say a poem like the one that I just recited. And then from that point on, there are many ways that the child is going to be met. They're going to be engaged academically. They're going to be engaged socially. They will be engaged emotionally. There will be rigor in their day, relevance in their day. They will also get to go outside. That doesn't always happen in our today's traditional public schools. They will get to build community in their classroom because most likely they will stay with their teacher for an extended looping period, meaning that they could be with the same teacher for 3 all the way up to 8 years if they start at the school in first grade. So that's a tremendous opportunity, which I'll talk about the research behind that in a little bit. And they'll also be building character. Travis talked about that a little bit earlier, building character and working on their emotional intelligence so that they really become these contributing, compassionate members of a global community. So they say this poem, pledge, and then they begin with some really wonderful warm-up activities. Now, these aren't just things where they're like bending over and touching their toes. I mean, they might do that, but all these warm-up activities are intentionally related to the academic content that they will be studying for 3 to 4 weeks in something called a main lesson block or unit of study. So the fact that they're learning the academic content through movement, Travis talked about this too, music, through poetry, through games, as they begin their day, is just a number of modalities that the children will get to learn their content as they go through the course of study. So let's say that they're third graders, maybe second graders, and they're learning their times tables. And they are in this time where they're doing these warm-up activities. Kate, will you come up and demonstrate with me? Okay. You think I could put this down and not be too obnoxious with it? Yeah. Okay. So let's do our 3, starting with 3 is 1 times. Okay. 3 is 1 times 3. 6 is 2 times 3. 9 is 3 times 3. Thank you. So, etc. So all the way up to 36, and then because it's now Common Core standards, which you will be meeting in this school because it is a public school. It does meet the Common Core. Say times 12. Everything is times 12 now. It used to be times 10 when I was a kid. So I don't know my, I know my 11s. Those are pretty easy. But my 12s, I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Anyway, so they would be learning their 3 times tables, meeting the Common Core standards, doing it through movement. But then they might also sing a song about the 3 times tables. And this song was actually written by a friend of mine. It goes kind of like this. And Travis, you can use this if you want, or okay. He goes, 3, 6, 9, the warm and bright sunshine. 12, 15, and 18, now it's warm and raining. 21, 24, 27, rainbow color 7. 30, 33, 36, springtime jumps in. I can't kick to the side, so I'm going to kicks. Kids can go out to the side, but I can't do that. So then they learn it through music. And then they'll do some kind of game, and then they'll, but at any rate, what I'm trying to point out is that while they're learning their multiplication tables, they're learning it through every single modality every day. So then, after they are warmed up, and what brain-based research says is that if you are moving and learning, then you have a quart of blood to your head, to your brain. So it's oxygenating your brain per minute. And if you are sitting and learning, it's a teaspoon of blood to your brain. So just think of all that great blood in the kids' brains that's helping them learn by moving, because they're breathing. So after they do this great movement, music, which also is supported by brain-based research. So I mean, who can remember a song that you learned when you were a kid? You still know it, about learning. What's something you remember? Did somebody say the alphabet? Yeah, okay. I still sing the ABCs when I'm trying to alphabetize something. It's like, it's very useful. So there are lots of songs that we all use as adults that we learned when we were little kids. We still remember them. And so when you learn all these songs to help you remember academic content, it's just another way of engaging the children, but also of holding that information in a way that's developmentally appropriate for them. If they're sitting and they're trying to learn it out of a textbook day in, day out, and they're falling out of their chairs, and then they're getting in trouble, not a good experience for the children. So after they do this, then they might do a review of a story that they heard the day before, and this story is told to them. So Waldorf teachers are amazing storytellers, and they bring the content, academic content, to the children through these really, really good stories. And my friend Donna Stopman, who I hope many of you get to meet, who will come out here with me and help train these teachers, she calls it the drool factor. So as soon as you start telling a story, their eyes glaze over, their mouths hang open, and it gets very quiet in the room, really changes. But what's happening is they are learning through their heart. So when you hear those words, I learned it by heart, that's learning through your emotions, and you remember it better when you learn that way. Research shows that when you learn through storytelling, you create pictures, and when you create your own images, you learn to read much, much, much better. So that's a huge part of learning to read, is creating images. So after they hear this story, then they'll do some kind of practice activity, so hands-on learning. So those kinesthetic learners would be very engaged in that part of the day. And then following that, then they get to do some amazing artistic activity in what's called a main lesson book. And these are done with beautiful crayons that are made from beeswax, and they smell really good. And You have to be careful that the kids don't eat them because they look really yummy as well. And so then they are able to use the fine arts to illustrate what they've learned. And these main lesson books then become like a portfolio of the children's best work. So rather than having this big old stack of worksheets that as a parent it's like, hey, do I keep it? Do I throw it out? Do I recycle it? What do I do? And you don't have to worry about it because you have these gorgeous main lesson books that you would never in a million years throw away. So I had 3 kids that went to a Waldorf school, and I still have all of their main lesson books. And I get them out and look at them. It's like, they're so awesome.